July 31st, 2025. Today I'll start my morning as I usually do. I'll get up, I'll journal in my PJs, and then I'll put on a cup of coffee. Maybe tea if I'm feeling crazy. But this is where the similarities in my routine will end. Because instead of opening my laptop and going to work, the laptop's going to stay shut. Instead, I'll pack my life into my small carry-on suitcase and the backpack I've had since middle school. I'll pack the carefully curated outfits I've tried on only 100 times. Oh, and can't forget the books I'll need to pass the time. Because tonight we'll head to the airport, the carry-on almost bursting at the seams. I don't have to, but I'll still be there 4 hours early just because I can, and because I'm too excited and convinced we need the extra time to get through security. Parentheses, we don't. But I like the buffer, and maybe we'll grab some coffee or dinner while we wait. I'll buy a neck pillow, browse the airport bookstore, and be the first at the boarding gate. I'll romanticize every moment. And then, when the captain calls out that we've reached cruising altitude, I'll officially be just a 25-year-old girl who's on her first trip to Europe. 16-year-old Catherine couldn't have ever dreamed of this. I didn't grow up with money, and the only places I was visiting at that age were the faraway fictionary lands in the books I read about, which were equally wonderful and beautiful in their own right, but they were never real and they were never mine. I've spent my entire life reading about characters who have had much more interesting lives than my own certainly has ever been. But today, the story and the adventure is about me. And now I'm on my way to London, the city of dreams. The next few days will be magic, adventure, and nothing short of extraordinary. Because life is too short to stay in one place. The world is not in my books and maps. It's out there. Hi guys, I'm so excited to have you here for this. Welcome to the London vlog.
Riding through the city on my bike all day, cause the filth took away my license. It doesn't get me down and I feel okay, cause the sights that I'm seeing are priceless. Everything's...
We're in London! This has to be the absolute worst way I've ever started a vlog, but the only exception to that is that we are finally in London. It has been a very long travel day. We had a 10-hour overnight flight, which we barely got any sleep on. I've been awake almost for like 48 hours straight. And then we also had a 2-hour car ride from the airport. So we've been up for a really long time. But we finally checked in. My boyfriend just took all our luggage into our hotel room. So I'm gonna go and see the view for the first time. Are you kidding? Oh my god. This is not real. How am I in London on a random Friday? And this is my view for my Friday night. That is insane! Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Okay, now that I've gotten over the initial shock of that view, which honestly I don't think I will ever get over this, but I did shower and I feel so much better, and I think we are gonna go down because there's like some restaurants right next to the bridge right here. So I think we're gonna go down and like see what there is to eat around here and stuff because we are starving. And yeah, just walk around because this is way too nice to spend the night in our hotel room.
Windows wide, the curtains fly to catch the evening breeze. Without you here to keep me warm, believe I'd rather freeze. Believe I'd rather freeze.
Say hi! What?
And how long can we walk that line between the sea and sand?
I think so.
How long can we bide our time for dreams we never planned? For dreams we never planned. When the sky said the winter time was coming on, and you cried to see a shadow was growing long across the lawn. Another song.
Hey kiddos, we're not married yet.
just got up and got dressed and everything, and now I'm doing my makeup. I'm actually wearing the same thing I wore last night because I packed very limitedly for this trip, which in other circumstances, I'm a fashion girly and like I love all the fits, but I also refuse to check in if I don't have to. I also ignore my Ziploc bag of makeup products. This is the realities of traveling. It's not pretty all the time. But yeah, I refuse to check in the bag if I don't have to, and so I always pack really light unless I'm going somewhere that I like know I'll need layers for, basically, which I thought would be here. I kind of like brought some stuff, but it's surprisingly not that cold. Like, it does get windy sometimes, but it's pretty humid, so you don't even like feel it, I think. But yeah, I have a few minutes to get ready before we leave. It's our first full day in London, so I'm so excited. Yesterday was amazing. We just walked down and like walked across the bridge and stuff, and I love that our hotel is right next to the bridge because we can literally do this every night. So that's gonna be really exciting. But it was stunning, and like I thought it'd be more cloudy also, but the sunset was beautiful. Everyone was out. I love how here everyone is just outside all the time, which completely valid because if I lived here I'd be outside all the time too. And I feel like it's one of the things I've been like the most culture shocked about, is that people actually go outside here and like enjoy their lives. When we were Ubering here from the airport, we drove through all the like, I feel like actual towns that people live in and go out in. And the thing I was the most shocked about, honestly, was the fact that people go out to parks. And like, it might not sound like a big thing, but like if you saw what I saw, and maybe I'll put some clips before this in like our little travel montage, whatever. But like if you saw outside the window of our car, there were so many people in the parks, like out with books, and like there were these two guys, we stopped at a stoplight, and there were these two guys just throwing the frisbee around, and their dog, I think it was like this giant Dalmatian, and it was so beautiful, was just like running back and forth chasing it. And I was just sitting there and I was so jealous of them because like that is life for them on like a random Friday night. And like I just don't feel like we really get that back in the States. I actually need to start doing my makeup. But yeah, people just don't really do that in the States. Like they don't go out to parks after dark, especially because it's kind of deemed not safe and everything. So super culture shocked by everything. Then we also went to a restaurant last night and I tried my first fish and chips in England. And honestly, if there was anything, like that was probably the thing I was the least shocked by because it tasted exactly the same. I actually think I probably had better fish and chips than that. So that was like the one letdown because I thought it was gonna be like a life-changing dish and it just wasn't. But I'm excited to kind of try like the other dishes that are staples here. I think today for lunch we might be trying to get Indian food because that's supposed to be really good in London. So we'll see where we go with that. So tomorrow's Sunday. Not to say they don't serve it on other days, I think they do. But Sunday is when people have like the traditional English Sunday roast, I think. So I kind of want to try that because I've heard it's really good and that a lot of people like that. Which I think is just like, it's like roast beef, like mashed potatoes, a Yorkshire pudding, which I've never tried any of that stuff, like the traditional stuff. So I want to try and fit that in if we can. I also just don't know if I like it though, because I don't really eat beef, so it's not really like my go-to choice of food. But we'll see. But I'm excited to try like all the different foods and everything, especially when we get to Paris, like the crepes and the macaroons and all that. Speaking of which, actually, I think I'm going to end up splitting this vlog into two because I just think it's going to be way too long if I try to fit everything in one video. Because we're going to be in Paris for 48 hours, which I feel like is a long time and I'll have a lot of footage. And those 2 days are also super jam-packed because we have a lot that we've just packed into them for the itinerary. So yeah, I think that's what the plan is. So just like a solo London vlog, and then Paris deserves a whole vlog of its own. Ew, I think we're using the fancy Dior blush in today's look. I actually haven't used this since I did that one tutorial for you guys a while ago. I think I haven't touched it because like in my mind this is so expensive that I feel like I only need to use it for special occasions, but this is definitely a special occasion. So I feel like I should tell you what the plan is today also, because we are very jam-packed today as well. So to tell you everything we're doing today, we are currently getting ready to go figure out the underground like subway thing first of all to try and get around here. But we're going to the Natural History Museum first, and then directly after we're gonna head to the Buckingham Palace. I kind of wanted to like group everything by area depending on the day, just so like we're not traveling kind of insane distances around here and it's a little easier to get around and stuff. So yeah, so then we're going to the Buckingham Palace. I actually don't think I can film in there, so I don't know if I'll be able to bring my camera sadly. But I'll obviously be filming in and around and everything. I think Hyde Park is like right there also, so if we have time, would love to swing by there because I've heard absolutely just wonderful things about it. And then we'll kind of like hang out around there. Big Ben is also right there, so we'll go take pictures and all of that. So that is the tentative plan for today, and everything is kind of back to back, so we are just gonna be on the go. But that's just the way I travel. Like if I know I'm going someplace and there are like set spots I want to hit, I just have to kind of fill everything up in the itinerary. And yeah, this is the result of my like type A OCD planning. But it's gonna be really fun. We're only here for a week, which now that I'm here feels like such a short time, and I wish I would have booked more time. But the amazing thing about life is that I can always come back, and now I have a reason to. There's so many things left to explore and look at, so yeah, I will definitely be coming back here. Oh my god, also last night we had to go on like a midnight hunt for charger adapters, because before you say anything, Catherine, how did you not buy adapters to go to Europe? I did. I specifically spent weeks doing research on the appropriate adapters to buy, and I still bought the wrong ones. But they were the only ones, like it was the only option on Amazon. So I don't know what Amazon is trying to market to us, but they were the wrong ones. So we had to go buy adapters, and it was just the most painful thing, but that's okay. Obviously we just need them because like there's no way we can be here without phones to get around, or like I have to charge my camera and stuff, so they were an absolute necessity. I eventually also want to hit the little souvenir shop that's here and like buy souvenirs for all my coworkers and my friends and stuff. The only thing is like a lot of the things around here are closed super early, and I guess that's a Europe thing. I don't know if that's like around just the touristy areas, but when we got here it was probably around 7 p.m. last night, and like everything was already closed, like all the shops and stuff. So I feel like we just have to kind of time it the right way to be able to go, so hopefully eventually we'll get to that. It is my mission on this trip to find the most generic I Heart London shirt. I have no idea why I want it. I have no good reasoning for this. I want it, and like I feel like it's a staple thing that you have to do when you're here. Okay, finishing off with my favorite lip gloss, Maracuja Hibiscus, if you're wondering. And then I think I'm also gonna straighten my hair because I didn't wash it last night and it's looking a little rough right now. So it's so greasy. Yeah, we definitely need to do my hair. But this is basically the final look, and I love it. I think it's perfect for a first day look, even though anything would be perfect for a first day look. And yeah, we are about to leave.
Good morning, London. Waking up to a beautiful morning here in the city. Today's forecast, a high of 18 degrees. Humidity is low and there's a very light breeze. More importantly, the sun is shining. It's clear skies and great vibes all week. Get outside, get on your hot girl walk. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for.
Some are happy, some might say
Here, go walk there. Be cute. Do something cute. Don't expand it. Okay, are you done? I am so exhausted right now. We just got back from being out all day, and I don't think we even like stopped to take a break all day. We've been out since 10 a.m. this morning, and it's now 8:52. Oh my god, the entire day. That was so much walking. I just checked my phone app and I hit 21,000 steps. I don't think I've ever hit 21,000 steps in my whole life, but it has been so much fun. We went to the Natural History Museum in the morning and we got to look around a little bit. That place is so big though. We didn't even get to like, I don't even think we got to half, and I kind of want to go back. I think we might if we still have time. But that was so cool. They had like all the like dinosaur bones and skeletons and stuff, and they had a whole exhibit just on whales. And like, not to nerd out, but I'm a huge whale watcher person. Like, it is one of my favorite hobbies and I go whale watching all the time. Don't think I've ever actually shared that. And then we also went to Buckingham Palace. We did the tour. As I mentioned before, I couldn't take any photos or video. They literally have people like watching, so you can't even like take out your phone or anything. But that was also really cool. I wish I could have shown more of that because it was so stunning inside, and like just gilded stairs and so much history everywhere. But my favorite part of that actually was the section they had with all this like art from like the prince, well now the king's travels and stuff around the world. Because I didn't know this, I don't know if any of you know this, but the king often invites an artist to come with him when he travels the world. So there's all these like random like artsy portraits and things of like people, like random people, not just the king himself, and then just like all the places he's ever been. So I just think that was so cool. So I really like that part of it. And then we just like walked around the Buckingham Palace. We saw Big Ben, so that was fun. And then what else did we do? We also had tickets for the London Eye. So yeah, it's been a really fun day. Also super jam-packed though. I think this was probably the busiest day that we planned because we were just trying to pack so much in. But now I'm back in my hotel room. This is my view for the night and the most stunning sunset. And then we also got water because everything is so expensive and they don't give you water and you have to pay like $5 a bottle. And then also some snacks. So we are gonna have a little hotel party in tonight, and that is basically gonna be the rest of our night. But yeah, it was really fun. But also before we end tonight, let me show you all the little souvenirs I got because they are so cute and I love them all. So these are all the souvenirs we've kind of been picking up along the way. He is my absolute favorite. He's going on my bed. And then I got a little telephone box for my bookshelf, and then a few magnets just for like family and friends. I'll probably pick up a lot more, especially in Paris, but these are some of the ones I just thought were really cute. There's like a Paddington themed one, and yeah, and then also the Buckingham Palace. Say hi. Okay, it's day 2 in London. We're about to take this tour of Windsor Castle, which is right here. And yeah, that's how we're starting our day. And then we don't really have any other plans, so we're just gonna kind of walk around and play it by ear. Does it say on the tickets? Oh, it's like a whole town in here.
Liquid spot because it's red behind you.
It is the fact that the weather in London has been so perfectly timed every day that we've been here. When we were getting here, I thought it was so cool that it was kind of like sprinkling a little, and it was the only time it sprinkled in the entire day. And I was just like, what a perfect way to arrive in London. And the past 2 days we've been here, it hasn't rained at all. And I was just like so taken aback by that because I thought it'd be pouring. And now that we're back in our hotel and settling in for the night, look at my window. It is pouring rain outside. I don't think you can tell actually. Maybe if I zoom in. But it is so heavily pouring rain. Look at that. It's so heavy. That is insane. Ended up picking up some great food for dinner. You can't tell me that doesn't look bomb. I'm so excited. Plus the view. Perfect. Yeah, I feel like I haven't really talked in the vlog, especially when like we're out and about, just because we're just like kind of on the go and in the subway and stuff. So I don't want to like constantly be taking out my camera, and also I'm in public. Like years later, it's just still something I'm kind of insecure about. So yeah, that's why I'm not like really talking throughout the days that we're out, but hopefully like the clips I've been showing you guys have been fun. But today was fun. We went to, where did we go? Oh my god, I feel like we do things and then I blank on what we do. But we went to, not Windsor Castle, I think I originally said it was Windsor Castle, but we went to the Tower Bridge Castle in the morning, and it is so big, like way bigger than I actually thought it was from the outside. But then you like go in and it's like a whole thing, and it was so cool. Our tickets also included the crown jewels, which was like amazing. We got to see like some things that I honestly never thought I'd get to see in my lifetime. It was definitely a highlight, and I actually almost didn't book that, and I'm so glad I booked that now. Also at like all of these things we're going to, they did the same at the Buckingham Palace. They give you like a walker and headphones, and so you put in the headphones and there are like little like tidbits of history that you can kind of listen to as you're doing the tours. They did the same thing for Buckingham Palace, so like as you're walking the halls and like the staircases and everything, you're also like hearing all the kind of background context and lore, which I just think is like the coolest thing. I love that about London and England. But they did the same for this tour, and it was really cool. We kind of got to like walk around the moat and stuff, and then we also got to see the crown jewels, which also could not film that sadly, because that was a really cool experience. But you like go in and you see all the like crowns that all the rulers have worn at like their coronations and like during their times and stuff, which I'm like so shocked that they're so well maintained, because I feel like a lot of this stuff would just kind of age with time, but they're actually really well maintained. And so that was just a really cool experience. And then they also have like a changing guard ceremony that happens outside, so I vlogged a little bit of that. Then we also walked over to the Borough Market, which was another thing on my bucket list, and I'm so glad we did that too. It was kind of like impromptu, didn't even like really plan for that, but there were so many vendors and like so much good food. The smells were amazing. And like one thing that's completely just been a culture shock to me here is the fact that like there's so many regions and they all kind of have their own different vibe, and like it's just kind of unique onto itself. Like Borough Market, I feel like is very everyday Londoners go there and stuff, and like it feels very like just normal people every day. We also then went to Dot Books though, which is in a completely different area, and you could just tell immediately like it smelled like higher upper class. So that is also just astounding to me. But it's just been really cool, because I feel like those are the things that you can't really learn through textbooks or like through books or whatever, that you just kind of have to experience in person. And that is like the absolute whole reason that I love traveling so much, is that you just really can't tell unless you're here. So it's been an amazing day, and as I said before, tomorrow is our Paris trip, so that is actually going to be a whole separate vlog. So like I think between today and Paris, I'm gonna actually like pause this, and then we have one more day in London, and so I'll vlog the rest of that and like put that in this video. But yeah, this is basically kind of the end of this one for a little bit until we come back, and then actually the last day. I have nothing planned. I have nothing on the schedule. I kind of liked how today went because it was very like everything was just impromptu and it was just kind of like whatever we wanted to do we just did, and it felt very spontaneous, and I kind of like that feeling when traveling. So I think we're just gonna go with the flow on day 3 too and just see how it goes. But I think I'm gonna pause the vlog here because I'm starving and I've been talking when I should be eating that. So I will check back in maybe tonight, but also maybe on day 3. But before we end tonight, let me do another souvenir haul because I have just been spending all my money in those shops. This is one of my favorite things I think I've found so far. This one I got, actually all of the stuff I got at the Tower Bridge Castle, and I love hats like this, so yeah, I just think this is so cute. And then I'm not gonna open this, but I always try to buy a snow globe whenever I travel someplace, so that's what this is. It's already like all wrapped in a box though, so I'm not gonna open that. Same thing for this, but it's a really cute little shot glass. I think if I open it later, I'll take a picture and put it here, but yeah, super cute. And then I also got a couple things for friends. So I got this little pouch thingy, and then let me open it. So this is the pouch itself. It has like all the famous landmarks on it and stuff, and I just think it's really cute. And then one of my close friends, she has a corgi and she's obsessed with corgis, and I found this magnet in the store, so I just thought it was the cutest thing, so I'm gonna give her those 2 things. And last but not least, I also bought a couple little breakfast tea sets. Actually, I think they have like a variety of tea sets. So this one has like London tea, and then afternoon tea and breakfast tea. So I thought that was really cute, and they were like pretty cheap actually. So I feel like these are really cute keepsakes to give to people. I have a couple friends who are like obsessed with teas. So yeah, these were all the new souvenirs for today. And eventually I think I'm just gonna spend all my money on this because I'm finding too many cute things. So yeah, this is my little souvenir haul for today. We are back in London for our last day here, last day of the trip also, so very bittersweet, but we got back from Paris last night, and yeah, we're just gonna really enjoy this last day to the max. But we are waiting right now for the train, or not the train, the tube, to go to Piccadilly Circus. We're going to a really good Indian restaurant called Dishu, which I've been wanting to try. It's been on my list, so really excited. And then it's also by Piccadilly Circus, which is where all the shopping and stuff happens. So I think we're just gonna kind of like window shop and stuff, and also possibly keep shopping. We have a lot of souvenirs and stuff to buy, so should be a really fun day. We have yet to be like to that area, like the Piccadilly Circus / Soho area, which I think is supposed to be really bougie, so it should be really fun. Came back to our hotel because I literally started falling asleep on a park bench. I'm so tired, but it's our last night looking at this view, so we're gonna go see the sunset in a little bit, and then yeah, that's gonna be our last night in London. It's so sad. We did get Indian food. It was probably the best meal I've had our entire time here, like the absolute favorite of the trip. Everything was amazing, and we just kept ordering seconds. Yeah, I feel like if I died and went to heaven, like that's the food that they would have there. And then we ended up going shopping. I actually found a brandy, which was not expecting that at all. I only bought one thing, but I'll show you since it's right here. It's this little button-up kind of cardigan, not really cardigan thing, more of a dress shirt, but I thought it was really cute, and I feel like it's such a staple and can go with a lot of things, so decided to purchase it. I honestly would have probably done a lot more shopping, but I only brought a carry-on on this trip, and my carry-on was already packed as it is, so yeah, I don't think I could have fit much more in it, but I think it's cute. Maybe I'll wear it out tonight, actually. We'll see. But yeah, our last sunset in London. I feel like crying. I just, like, this trip has been the absolute best, and I just feel like I've gotten to experience so many new things that I never thought I would on this trip, and I like it. Like, it truly was the Euro Girl summer that I was hoping for. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along with me though. This was fun. I think I'm gonna just like kind of finish out this video with our walk and everything, and then tomorrow we're not really doing anything except going to the airport and all that. So none of that is gonna be really fun to vlog. I think I'm just gonna be crying the whole time. So yeah, that's basically it. But I'll bring you on our little walk as our last hurrah in London.
The thing about London is it will steal your heart and it will never leave you. It will always be in the back of your mind.
I used to float, now I just fall down.
August 7th, 2025. I actually think I'll mourn every day I look out my window and don't see the vision of the Tower Bridge lighting up the night. I just know I'll cry the entire 10-hour flight back, lol. London, you were like coming home to a place I'd never been, but that still felt so familiar. A place that my heart had longed for its entire life. I like the idea that there will always be a version of myself that lives here, in the streets of Borough Market, eating a cup of chocolate-covered strawberries on the curb. And there will always be a girl reading a romance book in the grass of St. James Park under a willow tree, listening to the sounds of the ducks swimming in the pond, and kids laughing as they chase one another. And I may be leaving that version here, but I'm also taking her back with me. London, I'll take your tendency to slow down and smell the hydrangeas. I'll never forget the smells. I'll take your love for the outside and adventure, your appreciation for art and literature and history. I'll carry back a heart that's more at peace, calmer and wiser. London, thank you for giving me what you know I needed. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Next up is Paris, and I can't wait to see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye!